Hey, it's Teresa G coming in from her cluttered kitchen, and this is, I thought I would come in and finally give you my review of the Mealthy, I don't know how they pronounce it, CrispLid that I got for my birthday from my lovely husband. I did a review, not a review, an unboxing, very beginning of December. I will try to link it in the cards or below in my notes. And because I did do an unboxing, I have been using it a lot lately. I've been actually doing side-by-side comparisons with my air fryer. And I have come up with a short list of pros and a short list, even shorter list of cons. And I'll let you know what I really like about this. I'm also going to show you basically how to use it. Okay? So, alright. First of all, if you didn't know, you use it with an electric pressure cooker, okay? You do not plug the pressure cooker in. You plug the lid in, okay? It's got a plug, right? And you plug it into the wall, okay? You plug it into the wall, okay? And then you put it on top, okay? And then to get it to work, you put the handle down, okay? And it beeps. Alright, well, but anyway, I will show you basically what you do. Okay, now, if you know me, you know I make these perforated things. This one is silicone, or not silicone, some DuPont. It's more of like an oven liner, but I find that they work really well in air fryers. But if you don't have this, don't worry about it. Just spray it with some oil. Okay? Spray the basket with some oil. Put it on top of the trivet. Okay? Have your tongs ready to go. Okay? Make sure that you alright, well, I can't show you, but make sure that you have your silicone thing. That's sort of a landing pad for the lid, okay? Alright, and you put your chicken or whatever. Now, this is already cooked, but let's say I want to brown it, okay? Put it in, you put the lid on top, and then you put thing down. Alright, now, over here, okay, you can see this, alright, is a little temperature sign. This is a little clock, okay? And what you do is, you want to set your temperature, you press that, and then you use up or down to get to the temperature you want. Let's say you want 375, and you want it for, that doesn't say 7 hours, it says 7 minutes, okay? And it goes down by 1 minute intervals. Let's say I want to cook it for 2 minutes, right? Then I just press start, okay? And if I want to pause it, I just lift the lid, okay? And if you want to stop it, you press the stop button, alright? The square is the stop button, the arrow is the start button, okay? It's very simple to use. Okay, well, anyway, so I'm going to show you what I really like about this thing, okay? Now that I've shown you basically how to use it, okay? Alright, the first thing I really love about it is that my air fryer, right, my air fryer only goes to 400 degrees. This one goes to 500. It goes as low as, it only goes to 300. Alright, you can't cook anything lower than 300, and you can't cook anything higher than 500. Okay, but I really, really, really like that it goes to 500 because my air fryer only goes to 400, and it makes a big difference in the browning. Okay, and if you want to roast or you want to broil, you do it at 500. Okay, now the second thing I really like about it, and I'll show this to you, as alright, it says caution, hot surface over here in little raised letters. As you see, there's some glass over here. Okay, alright, you see here, this is glass. It's clear, and you can see through it, which means that while you're cooking, you can see through it, and you can watch how things are cooking. Okay, so 375, let's say I want to go 3 minutes, right? I press start, and then it starts to light up. Alright, the heating element is in the middle, right? As you can see, it starts glowing. But if you look in there, you can see that things are browning. Alright, well, eventually things are browning, okay? But you can see how things are cooking, which is a wonderful thing. Okay? And as you can see, when you lift this lid, alright, when you lift the lid, it stops cooking. Okay? Alright? So that's the first. The first thing is that it goes as high as 500. Second thing is this clear lid. I love this, that you can pay attention, and if something is browning too much on one side, you can lift this and carefully move it around to the other side, and that way it can brown on the other side. Okay, so that's number 2. Alright, number 3 of the things that I really love about this, okay, is the fact that you can lift it to pause it. Okay, and when it beeps, you know that it's on. Alright, alright, when you turn it off, when you plug, when you pull this up and pause it, it stops. I like that for safety reasons. I like it. I also love that this handle does not get hot, and so that you can hold it without having to worry about an oven mitt, or so you don't have to worry about using silicone or any kind of mitt thing. Okay, that's the third thing I love about this. Now, this is the other thing I love about it. Alright, these are chicken pieces that I made last night. Look at how brown and golden it got. Okay? Really, it gets really golden brown. So it browns things super well. Okay? Really well. Okay? So that's the fourth thing I love about it. Okay? And now I'm going to show you 2 things I don't like about it. Alright? Now I'm going to show you my dislikes. Number 1 is this the amount of space you have is very small. You can fit maybe 3 small boneless chicken thighs, alright, or 2 pieces of fish. You can't fit a lot of food. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2 is it gets super hot. Because this is metal, it gets super hot. Alright? Well, it does with the air fryer too. And they give you this, right? They give you this, these tongs to lift it out with. But it's kind of weird to get it out. Okay? Alright. Oop, oop. Alright. So, it's like you really have to, gotta put the tongs on, you gotta get it, you gotta lift it a little bit. And then get the tongs inside of it. Alright. Did you see that? Okay, you have to get it inside this thing and then lift it. Or you gotta push it down. Alright, and I find that very, A, it's uncomfortable, and B, it's not good. All right. And the other thing I don't like is that you cannot move the temperature. All right. You can't move the temperature up. All right. Well, all right. So, all right. Temperature only goes down and up by 25 degrees. All right, doesn't go by 5s or 10s. So if a recipe calls for 360, you can't do 360. You can do 350. You can do 375. You can do 400. All right, 425, 450, 475, 500. You can't do it by 5s or 10s. Okay, so if a recipe calls for 375, then yeah, I have to decide whether to use it for 400 for a few minutes less, or to do it at 375 for a little bit more, or whatever. I don't like that. I also don't like that the lowest temperature is 300. But they have fixed that. Okay. You, alright. Okay. So, what they've done is they came out with a second version of this CrispLid in the beginning of December. Of course, right after I bought it. Of course, after I got it as a gift, right? Okay. The timing was just perfect and wonderful. So, what they did was they made the temperatures lower. I don't know how much lower, but I think in like 180, 200, something like that, so that you can do dehydrating. All right. But the reason why I think that that's kind of silly to do in this is because you don't have a lot of space for a lot of food. When you do dehydrating, all right, I have a big dehydrator that I got at the flea market for like $5 or something. And it has several trays. It's big, all right? It's big. It stands about, I'd say, probably 20 inches tall, if not taller. And it's got 3 levels, so that you have 3 trays. And you can put a lot of food in there, all right? You want to make a lot of beef jerky, you can make a lot of beef jerky. You want to make dog jerky. You have a lot of space to do it, so you can make a lot, all right? With this, you have this eensy-weensy little space, right? Right? You got this little space. It's like, what, 8 inches wide? Something like that. If you're going to make jerky, what are you going to do? You're going to fit about 5 or 6 pieces in there, 7 pieces maybe, the most. I don't know if they give you extra. I don't know if they give you extra, like, room. Like if they give you extra trays or anything like that with the new version. I mean, if anybody else knows that, leave it in the comments. I'd really like to know. I mean, I could do my research, but obviously I could do my research. But that's the difference, all right? So those are the 2 things I don't like. I don't like the amount of space, and I don't like that it only goes to 300. Also, if you're going to cook for more than 20 minutes at 450 degrees, they warn you several places in the Get Started guide that you have to stop it at 20 minutes and wait like 10 minutes, then turn it back on. So if you're cooking, I mean, if you're cooking anything else, you're cooking anything under 450 degrees, you have up into an hour of cook time, okay? But if you're doing, a few little chicken breasts, it takes like, it's like 15 minutes, something like that. And of course I flip halfway, okay? That takes like 15 minutes. But let's say you have a recipe like, I don't know, baked potatoes, right? Baked potatoes take about 45 minutes, okay? You can set it for 45 minutes. And the minutes do go up and down by ones. But yet the temperature goes up and down by 25. It's weird. All right. Anyway, so those are the things I do not like and the things I do like. All right. And that's basically my review of the Mealthy CrispLid. All right, I showed you basically how to use it. It's very simple. I do think that it does a much better job of browning than an air fryer because A, all the food is up closer. So if it's like my air fryer, you have to like switch the trays around. If you're doing more than one tray, you can put one tray really close. But if you're doing 2 or 3 trays, you got to switch them around so that they all evenly get into that top section so that they brown evenly. With this, everything is all there. It browns. It browns really, really well. I showed you the chicken from last night. It browns really well. Okay? So for somebody who has a very small kitchen and you don't have a lot of room and you don't want to get an air fryer and you're just living alone, you don't have to make a lot of food for like a big family or something, I think it's the perfect solution to getting an air fryer. Okay? If you have an electric pressure cooker, you have an Instant Pot, you have a Go Wise, whatever, it's 6 or 8 quart. This will fit on either one. Okay? And this way you don't need to go out and buy an air fryer, so another machine that you have no room for, okay? I've had really, really tiny kitchens. I know what it's like. So for people with very tiny kitchens or RVs, it's genius. It's wonderful, okay? I mean, if you already have an air fryer, then really you don't need it. All right, unless your broiler does a crappy job of broiling. It's the only thing I can think of that you would want it for. Unless you're like me and you just like having all the newest gadgets. You know. But otherwise, I really love it. So I think that if you have a small kitchen, you should get one. It's fabulous. Okay? And if you're doing several batches, obviously, I mean, if you're doing a lot of food, then you have to do several batches. Okay. Anyway, so I hope that you found this interesting, informative, and that it made your decision whether to buy the CrispLid or not. Of course, subscribe, press that little bell, and come back again for more unboxings, reviews, cooking, anything in Reese's Cluttered Kitchen. Bye.